Okay, hey, coming to the stage next. You guys are a great crowd. Let's keep it up. Let's party. Give it up for the very funny Max Dweck. Yeah. Okay, got it.
One of them. So, I am an autistic comedian, which is tough. I mean, it's tough to be autistic anything. There's not a lot of people out there hiring someone whose primary skill is compulsively making mathematical equations out of the numbers he sees on the sides of mailboxes. But in comedy, the issue is I have a need to convey information as accurately as possible. And that doesn't work with jokes. Doing stand-up, you have to be able to simplify, exaggerate, make stuff up, all of which I do. You know, not making up stuff I expect you to believe, of course. Like, if I have a bit where I say, the mafia is after me, of course you're not gonna buy that, because the worst thing I've ever done to the Italians is single-handedly fund the pineapple on pizza industry. All this to say, originally I had a full minute about panda bears that I had to cut due to bad facts. So I don't have a natural segue into the rest of my set, so I'm gonna non sequitur this bitch. Folks, I have zoophobia, the irrational fear of animals. Yes, every animal. Logically, I know that all animals aren't inherently evil and out to get me, but when I was little, a big dog barked at me, and some goldfish swam a little too close to my penis, so now I'm traumatized. And I want to make something clear that it's just like, I can't control it. You can show me the cutest little bunny who fits in a teacup, and my brain will just go, ah, yes, tiny serial killer. And the thing about being afraid of animals, it's not hating them. I don't hate animals. I like them from a distance. I enjoy the concept of an animal. I just don't want to be next to the reality of it. It's like communism. But nowhere is this truer for me than with dogs. I know we can't hold dogs to the same standards as humans, but I just can't stop thinking about how you would not want to hang out with someone who acts like a dog. At best, they have no sense of boundaries. At worst, they're raving lunatics who are screaming all the time and biting whatever's in reach. And I know some of you are thinking, Max, that's not fair. You don't love animals. You're only highlighting the bad. If you don't enjoy the company of dogs, you don't have to be around them. And that's a very salient argument to which I say, bull fucking shit. Have you seen modern society? Dogs are everywhere. You can't avoid them. Dogs in restaurants, dogs in shops, dogs on airplanes. I was in line at CVS and someone's dog started pissing on one of the line dividers and the owner did nothing about it. The whole point of living in human civilization is to get away from wild animal behavior. It's the sole reason I pay my taxes. Now there's a special class of animals who are allowed to do this stuff in front of me anyway, and I have to suck it up, and that doesn't feel fair, which is why I'm not paying my taxes this year. But let me make something clear. I am the reasonable one. Again, I'm not an animal hater. I've seen the real haters, and they are a nightmare. I went on Reddit, the best place to find like-minded complainers, and I came across the subreddit r/dog-free, which seemed great. It's a bunch of people who all, find dogs disruptive and have concerns about when they're dangerous and have gripes with the most intense dog owners because some people make loving their fur baby their entire personality, and that's not really fun for the rest of us. But I swear, some of these posters must be cats that learned human speech because they talk about dogs and dog owners with a rage that implies they want a fiery cleansing. Here's a real post I came across. If dog nuts succeed at shaming you, then that means you are weak-minded. Deep down, inside of you, you know this dog that you brought into your home was a mistake and is overall a pain in the ass, yet you choose to keep that freaking abomination, all because you want to fit in and made to believe that it's human decency to care for something that is parents of its own, the parents that are also abominations with 4 legs. So far, this has been one sentence with a fuck ton of commas. Then it finishes, and now you go on to become a miserable person and have potential to drag someone else into this vicious cycle. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the beginning of a manifesto. We gotta call the FBI now, because if there's a new Unabomber who's targeting kennels and animal shelters, we know who it is. I'd like to thank you for sticking through me with that. I know jokes about dog murder aren't super well loved. And even, talking about dogs negatively is a great way to lose folks, but I'm not oblivious. I've noticed there are so many people who have an empathy and compassion for dogs that they do not extend to their fellow man. And some of them are weirdly proud about it, like religiously so. Honestly, I think the devotion to dog love is more powerful than any cult programming, including the alt-right. Donald Trump could go on TV tomorrow and have a press conference going, I don't like dogs. They don't wear pants. They accept belly rubs from liberals. I took a bone from one and it didn't say thank you. Very nasty creatures. And some guy in Arkansas whose best friend is his German Shepherd would burn his MAGA cap in response. Which made me realize appealing to dog owners is the way to save America. I mean, think about it. Donald Trump is the only president in my lifetime who does not have a White House pet, unless you count Elon Musk. In fact, I looked into it, and he's the only sitting president since McKinley 120 years ago who didn't have a dog in the White House. Didn't have one in his first term, doesn't have one now. So it begs the question, why does Donald John Trump hate man's best friend? What problem does the president of the United States have with the country's favorite pet? Donald Trump hates dogs, and that's un-American. Let's see those motherfuckers at Fox News spin that one. Thanks, you've been great.